back, everybody, to my channel. This is Absolute Knowledge of Torah. I'm your host today, Achi'ka Da'veed. It's so nice to be back with you guys. As you can see, I'm still in my neck brace. Like I said, it's going to be a while. I want to thank everybody for their prayers. And I want to thank you for all that you've been doing, subscribing to the channel, sharing with everyone. I'm so excited about the things that we're learning. I do want to get into a little bit more Hebrew than what I have been getting into lately. I see that a lot of people do have interest in learning the language. So, I'm going to integrate the Hebrew within the Torah portion, which is going to be absolutely wonderful because you get to know what the Hebrew language is talking about. You get to know what the scriptures are talking about. And also you get to learn what the language is and its linguistics. So I'm going to do my best to do that for you today. The Torah portion, because that's where I get a lot of my information from. It's just going day by day, reading the Torah portion. So where we left off was in Da'veed chapter number 30, verses 1 through 6. Well, today we're going to be doing Da'veed verses number 7 through 14, which, is going to be super exciting. There's something that I found in the English translation that doesn't correspond to the Hebrew. I'm also going to read a little Hebrew for you so you can know what it sounds like when I'm reading it. And you can start getting your ears used to hearing certain words. And then when I'm speaking it, you'll start learning how the pronunciations are and how you can syllabify the actual language. So with that being said, we're going to begin in Da'veed chapter number 30, verses 7 through 14. And here we go. And so I'm going to read it in the English first because you will begin to understand where I'm talking about. Okay. So in English, it says, Yahweh, your Elohim, will put all these curses on your enemies. The curses that were on us, Yah says, I'm going to, after I reverse your exile, I'm going to put these curses on your enemies and those who hated you and persecuted you. But you will return and pay attention to what Yahweh, Elohim says, and obey his mitzvot, which I'm giving you today. Again, the word mitzvot means commandments. Then Yahweh, your Elohim, will give you more than enough in everything you set out to do. The fruit of your body, the fruit of your livestock, the fruit of your land, and all will go well for you. For Yahweh, your Elohim, once again, will rejoice to see you do well, just as he rejoiced in your ancestors. Verse number 10, however, all this will happen only if you pay attention to what Yahweh Elohim says, so that you will obey his mitzvot, which is the commandments and regulations which are written in the book of Torah, and turn to Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart and all your being. For this mitzvah, meaning one commandment, which I'm giving you today, is not too hard for you. It is not beyond your reach. It isn't in the sky, so that you need to ask who will go up and get it for us, or who will go across over in the sky to get it for us and bring it to us and make us hear it so that we can obey it. 13 says, likewise, it's not beyond the sea, so that you would need to ask who will cross over the sea for us and bring it to us and make us hear it so that we can obey it. Okay. Verse number 14, on the contrary, the very word is very close to you. It is in your mouth and in your heart. Therefore, you can do it. You can do it. We can do it. It's not hard. Okay. So that's the English. It sounds wonderful. It sounds nice and easy and juicy. But now let's get right into what it's talking about in the Hebrew language. Okay, we're going to go line by line and precept by precept because that's what Isaiah tells us. Yah says, zav lazav, kav lakav, zayir sham, zayir sham. That means line upon line, precept upon precept. Here a little, there a little. And so what we have to do is we have to take line by line. Now listen, if you don't know this language, the Hebrew language, you're not going to understand the scriptures. And that's just the bottom line. I don't care about all these other people reading English. They're reading from their understanding of the people who have taken them captive. They're reading from the people who kidnapped them. So would you actually read the language and culture in which you've been kidnapped in? It's time for us to make a change. So I congratulate all of you who are on this channel trying to find out what the Hebrew is, because if you get the Hebrew language, then you'll be able to better understand what's being said, okay? I'm going to teach you about the verbs. I'm going to tell you what it means, okay? We're not going to hodgepodge this. So let me get right to it. So in Hebrew, it says, V'nathan Yahweh Eloheka ve'ethakol ha'aloth ha'ele. Okay? So beginning, it says, and Yahweh will give your Elohim all the oaths, all the curses. And he calls them oaths. Okay? So what he means is, I'm going to put what I swore to put on you, I'm going to put it on the people who have chased you, your enemies. Enemies in Hebrew is called oyeveka, okay? Oyev, okay? So the oyevs are our enemies, okay? And he says those who hate you, okay? And also who have persecuted you, okay? So I'm going to give a little bit more information today. I'm not going to probably do 2 words. I'm going to do a lot of words. And I'm going to take my time and I'm going to put them up here for you. So one of the first words that I want you to understand, okay, is the word sane, okay? And it's conjugated to be sonica, okay? I'm going to put that up as well to show you what sonica is. Sonica is just basically telling you that it's the people that hate you, okay? The people that hate you. Sane is the Hebrew word. Sononica is the way that it's written in the text, but I'm going to give you the diagnostics on that. So let me tell you Hebraically what sane means. Sane means hate. And it's not the hatred that you and I would think like, oh, I hate you. I don't like you. That person I just can't stand them. It's not talking about that type of hatred. Hebraically, what it means, it comes from the understanding of a thorn bush, okay? A bush with thorns on it, okay? And what the idea and the concept is that a thorn bush, when you go close to a thorn bush, you can get pricked with the thorns in your hands or your body, okay? And so, like the shepherds, they used to put thorn bushes around their flocks at night to protect them from predators, because the predator comes in, they get pricked they get hit with the thorns, and they would back off from it. So sane has to do with that which is causing you to repel or go back from something. So when the Most High is saying that someone hates you, it's saying that they're putting a distance, okay? It's to put distance between you and the thing or 2 people, okay? So it's like a thorn. So when you start coming into this knowledge and you start coming to the understanding, the absolute knowledge of the Torah, and you get some understanding about what Yah's asking you to do, and you go share it with your family, the first thing they do is they repel you and they reject you. Your friends reject you. Your people that were real close to you, they'll reject you in your life. They go, you're doing something different. It's something that I'm not used to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to distance myself, okay? And so they just think that's distance. They think that that's just something that they're doing for the betterment, that they can try to help maintain that relationship. And that's the danger. Really what they're saying is, and it's unfortunate, is that they hate you. I said it because Hebraically, that's what it means. When the Most High said that the people hate him, he's saying that they're putting distance between him and them. That's what hatred is. It's a thorn bush. It's saying if I get too close to you, I'll get injured with the thorn, and I'll prick myself and I'll get hurt. So as a Hebrew, we need to understand that people look at us as a thorn bush, because what we're saying they believe is going to cause harm to them. And we're screaming, saying, no, I'm not trying to harm you. I want to tell you that which is good, but they're not looking at it like that. They think you're trying to draw blood, and they think you're trying to bring some kind of pain or inconvenience to them. And so they want the relationship, but they just don't know how to handle it. So don't take it personal. Okay, so in this text, the Most High is saying that the oaths that he's going to put, or the curses that has been put on us, is going to be put on our enemies after we turn. So we have a responsibility to turn to the Most High. Okay, and those who have prosecuted us. Okay, and so that's another word called radafuka. Okay, and radafuka, the root word for that is called radaf, and radaf means to pursue and chase. When I was a kid, I was chased by my enemies, a whole bunch of them at one time. And I was scared and I ran. I was like 10 years old. I was running from them. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You go to those schools and then you're different than they are, and then, you know, they decide they want to jump on the little black kid, and then all of a sudden, or the Hispanic kid, or anyone who's different. You know, this is not me bashing, but I'm just telling you the way it is. This is who we're dealing with, okay? Our enemies are the people that have been around us, okay? And so you're a captive, you're in a land that's not yours, and so that's what we're dealing with. Verse number 8 says, Ve'ata, the tashuv, the la shemata de bekola Yahweh de ve'asita the et the kol the mitzotav asher aranoki the matzaveka hayom. And what that's saying is, according to verse number 8, he's saying that in you, ve'ata, again, at a tashuv, when we talked about shuv, shuv means to turn. In our last lesson, it talks about turning back. So the ta means you, and then the shuv means turn. So when you turn, and shemata, okay, which is the next word that I want to talk to you about. Shemata. Shemata it sounds like a really awesome word. It's pretty cool. Shemata. Shemata has to do with the word Shema. You guys remember I talked about that last lesson in Da'veed chapter number 6, verse number 4. That's the first word. The Most High, he says Shema. Okay, so here's the lesson. I'm going to say the word Shemata. So if he says Shemata, the Shema is the root to the word, meaning to listen and obey. And the ta, which is the tav, with the little, I'll show you the vowel underneath it, talks about you. And so he's talking about an individual person. He's not talking about you as a group. He's talking about you as an individual. So when you, Shemata, when you turn and obey, okay, the bakoli, okay, the kol, I'm going to put this word up there for you, right? Because I love Hebrew. I said the channel was going to be about it, so I'm going to be about it. I'm not going to give you just a little bit here and there. You deserve better. So my job is to teach you the language. So bakol, meaning ba, meaning in or with, koli, okay? Kol. Kol means voice, okay? The voice of Yahweh. And you va'asita, okay? Va'asita. So ase is the root. Ase means to do, and ta means you. So you do what he said. All his mitzvot, which has to do with his commandments. So let's talk about that verse. He says again, you're gonna tashuv, and then you're going shemata, the bakol of Yahweh, and va'asita. You're going to va'asita the eth kol the mitzvothav, meaning his commandments, which I, Anoki, that's personal pronoun, Anoki, command you, matzavaka. I, Anoki, matzav, command, matzavaka. Matzav is command, and ka is you. Matzavaka. Okay? Hayom, today. So yom means day, and ha means the day, this day. Okay? So you just had me break down this one verse for you, and let me explain it to you in a very simple, pragmatic way. If we don't, what is obeying? Shemata. Listen and obey. Okay? Listen and obey the voice. The voice of Yah. Okay? The bakol of Yah. Kol. What is the kol of Yahweh? The kol of Yahweh is his voice. His voice are the words that Moshe, Anoki, Matzavaka had given to the children of Israel. So you ask, and people say, have you heard Yahweh's voice? Have you heard what he's been saying? Have you heard what he said? That's what he's asking us. If you turn to him and you start listening and you obey and listen and obey the Shemata, the Bakol of Yahweh, that's what we need to be doing. Not the voice of men. You know, lately I've been on my channel, I've been talking about a lot of people still want to think that they have Yahweh's spirit. They still bragging about how they have the spirit of the Lord and they have the Ruach HaKodesh and they've had these visions and they have these experiences. And I know for sure that Yah's spirit is with me. These people are going to be held accountable, okay, for telling people that because they believe that they have Yah's spirit. There's a man in the text. His name is Betziel. He's the one who designed. He was a child. He was like a 13-year-old kid or something. He designed the articles of the tabernacle. You can look it up. I believe it's in the book of Numbers. I believe, yeah, it's in Numbers. It's Betziel, okay? And Betziel, it says that Yah gave him knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He gave him he put that spirit on him. And he was able to design the articles of the tabernacle after Moshe had told him and showed him what to do. And all he did was make what Yah said. He made the candles, the menorah of gold out of one piece of gold for 66 pounds. Hammered it out, not separate pieces. He made all the articles, all the instruments, the curtains, the embroidery. He taught the people how to do certain things. He made all the altar trimmings, and he made the altar, and he made the incense altar. He made all those things by the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Go read it for yourselves. His name is Betziel. And so what I'm saying is, human beings, okay, these men who are down here that have a stomach and have who defecate and have urinate and have sexual intercourse and all these things and spit and sickness and all this is saying that they have Yah's spirit. They're saying that his spirit is in them. When Yah clearly says, you don't have my spirit. Read Ezekiel chapter number 36, people. You'll find out that we don't have his spirit. Only when we have his spirit is when we fully understand and have had our minds circumcised by Yah's spirit. Now, if you want to debate me on that, you're going to have to debate with Yah. Go to Ezekiel chapter number 36. He's not lying. You don't have his spirit. I don't have his spirit. Okay, what we're doing right now, okay, is that we're seeking, we're darashing, okay, we're seeking Yah, we're looking for answers, and we're making inquiry. That's what we're doing. And Yah has said that he doesn't owe you and I anything. I just want to let you know that. If you read in Ezekiel chapter number 34 and 36 is my favorite chapters. You keep hearing me refer to it. He says, wherever you're living, you're sinning against me, you're profaning my name. He says, let me tell you something, Israel. I'm not going to do this for your sake. I'm doing it for my name's sake, because of who I am and because of my reputation. So you and I have it twisted. Okay? We have now made Yah common. He's not a common being. He's not human. You understand what I'm telling you today? He's not a man. You understand that he should lie, or the son of man that he should repent. Yah is not a human being. You understand that? Da'veed said it. He said it in 1 Chronicles chapter number 28. He says this building and the temple that I'm building is not for a human being. Okay? It's for the essence and the spirit of the Most High. And you and I cannot take him and put him in a box, and we can't take him and make him to a man. We can't take him and make him ordinary. We can't take him and make him common. We can't take him and try to form our opinion about him. We can't try to hold on to the attributes of the Holy One and compare ourselves to him. We're way out of line. And somebody needs to say it. These religious people right now are going around talking about that he's in their place. He's not in these places on the earth. His name is in Zion. He put his name on us. He says, I'm doing it for my reputation. It's not for you. So what is this about, Achi'ka Da'veed? What is this about? Is this about us trying to improve our lives to get and impress him with the things that we're doing? Let me tell you something. When you tell your child to do something, you don't reward them because they did what you said. It's exactly what you told them to do. I don't reward my kids for obeying me. I love them because they do what I said. I'm not moved by what they do. I'm moved because of who I am and what they mean to me. And that's something Israel needs to understand. If you read the book of Ezekiel, he tells you all the time, tell the house of Israel that they're rebels. But nobody wants to hear that because our people are religious. We've been taught by these people how to be religious. We've been taught by these people how we're supposed to be filled with the Spirit. We've been taught by these people to go through these trances and start shaking. We've been taught by people who don't even know the Most High. They don't know him. They're proclaiming to know him, but they don't know him. Now, there was something interesting, getting back to the teaching. There was something interesting in verse number 9 of this text. When we read it in English, it had said something that had me puzzled. It says, I'm going to make you prosperous in everything you do when I bring you back, which is true. But there's a word that he has here called a Achi'ka. Okay, I'm going to put it up on the screen for you. Achi'ka. Okay, and the word that's being used right there is called yathar. It's a root word. It's called yathar. Okay, and yathar means to remain and that which is a remnant. Okay, so he's saying, what? If you turn from your back from your ways, you come to me with a whole heart, and you got a whole soul towards me, then I'm going to bring you back, and then I'm going to prosper you. But that word that's being used right there in the English, they just went right to it. I'm going to bless you. They didn't say what this word in Hebrew is. You can verify it. It's in verse number 9, chapter number 30. Go to some of my tools that I use. It's called the Bible Hub. Bible Hub. BibleHub.com. Okay. Go to Bible Hub. Go to Da'veed. Go to the interlinear Hebrew, verse number 9 of chapter number 30. There's a word there called Vahotireka. Okay. Vahotireka, and the root word to that is called yathar, which has to do with a remnant. That which is left over. So what am I telling you? What am I telling you today? I'm telling you today that Yah is saying there's only going to be a remnant. There's only going to be a small group of people that remain. This message today is to warn the children of Israel that if you don't turn back to Yah, because he says, I'm going to come and get you. And I'm going to take everybody back to the desert of the wilderness. Okay. So Yah says, I'm going to take you. Now I want you to remember this. Ezekiel chapter 20 gives you a timeline. The first couple of verses of that in particular chapter says these words: Son of man, human being, are you going to judge the house of Israel? He said, if you are, then tell them what I said. Okay. And he asked him again, are you going to judge them? So chapter number 20 deals with Yah judging Israel. Okay. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying that Yah says, my promise to you is that I'm going to take you from the places I've driven you to, the whole house of Israel from the four corners of the earth. I'm going to bring you to the wilderness like I did your ancestors. And I'm going to see and find out which one of you have obeyed and did what I said in the book of Malachi. It says you're going to see which ones served me and which ones didn't. You're going to be judged. And out of that group of people, there's only going to be a small group of people that are going into the land, because he says in Ezekiel chapter number 20, it's around verse 30 something. You can look it up. Okay. That no rebel is going to enter the land of Israel. I'll say it again. No rebel is going to enter the land of Israel. Only the righteous will enter the land of Israel. Verify what I say. But this word in verse number 9 of Deuteronomy 30 says that is called the Achi'ka, the remnant of whoever Yah saves. Those are the ones that are going to have anything they put their hand to is going to be blessed. The fruit of their womb is going to be blessed. Their cattle is going to be blessed. He's going to increase the land, the fruit of the land. He's going to increase the livestock. He's going to increase all those things in the Adamataka, which is the Adamah. I'm going to put that up on there for you because I love you. Adamah. What's Adamah? Adamah means land, the earth. Now check it out. I'll say it slowly. Adamah. What does that sound like? It sounds like Adam, which means human being. Where did man come from? Man came from Adamah. Adam came from Adamah. That's a whole nother lesson. Okay? But let me explain something to you. I don't want to go too far because I could go crazy. Yah is saying that he wants to rejoice over us again. And I'll close with this. Yah is interested in rejoicing over the children of Israel like he did our ancestors. He said, I'm going to make you more numerous than I did your ancestors. More than I've made your ancestors before, more than the ones who were in the desert who numbered as the stars of the heavens. I want to do that for you, okay? Also in Ezekiel, chapter number 36 and 37, you'll see that the Most High said the children of Israel will seek him and ask him to multiply them. Why is they're asking them that? Because there's only going to be a yathar. There's only going to be a remnant of people. There's not going to be a whole bunch of people. What he's doing, you guys, is he's transplanting, okay? He's taking that which is good, like any farmer or any gardener, and he's taking that which is good and that which is productive and that which is obedient to what? To the water and to the rain and to the sunshine and the substance in the soil. And he's seeing us grow. We're starting to grow. We're starting to grow straight instead of being wild, starting to be all over the place. We're not doing that. We're growing. And the people that are listening to the Torah, because Torah is what? Torah is light. What else is Torah? Torah is water. The same root word for Torah has the same root word for rain, which means to point in a direction. So the Torah is instructions. It's like rain being directed towards a certain land. So when you listen to the Torah, you're being watered by the Torah. Your body is made of Adamah, which is made from the soil of the earth. Yah's light is hitting you, and you have the seed of righteousness in you, which is starting to flourish. Yah is transplanting what he's taking out of the nations, out of the whole garden that Yah has, the whole land of the earth, and saying, I'm going to take these people and I'm going to transplant them from where they've been. I've been letting them grow there in those places. I'm going to gather all the people like a harvest time, and I'm going to bring them to a place. And when I bring them into the place where I'm going to bring them, as a gardener would, he brings them there and he separates the good from the bad. He looks at it and sees whether or not this in particular plant, flower, or whatever you are to him, do you have capacity? Do you have capacity to grow? Are you willing to have or to be fruitful? This is not magic. You understand? This is not Christianity. This is not magic. You can't be hoping and expecting for something and have some belief in something that doesn't exist. Either you're doing what he asked you to do or you're not. Now you may ask yourself, why is this guy going crazy today? Why is he going crazy? Why is he so upbeat today? What's going on? What's gotten into him? What's this fire? What is this desire that he has? My desire is I love Yahweh's people. I love the children of Israel because I'm a child of Israel. I love my brothers and sisters, and I'm warning you. I'm not playing games with you. I don't want money from you. I don't want nothing from you. I want you to learn what Yah says, period. I had a brother the other night talking about, they asked a question. And you guys can answer it if you like, and you think you know the answer. Okay, because in asking questions, there's wisdom, because that's what wisdom means, is the power to ask questions. Someone asked the question, what did Yah say in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, that talks about Yah creating man in his image. Let us make man in our image. And what did that mean? Well, the brother tried to do his best effort. This is all he knows because he only knows English. He doesn't know the Hebrew language. In the Hebrew language, which will be another study that we'll go over, that, and I'll make it quick today because I only have a few minutes, is that Yah, when he said, let's make man in our image, at that moment, he was already talking to the Adamah, which is the earth. When he says, let us make man in our image. And it's verified in the Hebrew language, in the text, in the grammar, that Yah is talking to the land. He's talking to the earth. And when he talks to the earth, people say he's talking to angels. No, he's not. He didn't make us in the image of angels. He didn't make us in the image. And his image is not their image. So when he says, let us make man in our image. Some people say he was talking to angels. The angels in them around. They're not made in his image. That's again someone trying to make Yah minimize him to be like an angel, so they can fit the narrative of this one man who came and said he was Elohim. He's not. There's nobody that's like Yah. Nobody. And we need to understand that. He is Yah by himself. Do you understand that? When he showed up on Mount Sinai, he was fire and earthquake and lightning and thunder. It was no joke. There's no one like him. Read Da'veed Deuteronomy chapter number 4, it will tell you that he said, you didn't see no image. You didn't see no image when I showed up. I'm coming so it can remind you, so you live in awe of me as long as are you on the face of this earth, that you never forget that ain't nobody like me. Don't you make no image of a man, a woman, an animal, a bird, a fish, nothing on the earth. How dare we compare Yah to anybody or anything on the face of this earth? That's a crime against the Most High. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. Period. That's what it is. That's what we're talking about today. No apologies. Yah is not a man, okay? He's saying, I want to rejoice, okay? I want to rejoice in you, but you need to understand who he is and what's required of us. It's time for us to turn back to what he said and do what he says, because that's what he said. Go back to the garden. What was the problem? They wouldn't do what he said. Why did Abraham find faith in Yah? Why did he obtain righteousness? Because he did what he said. It wasn't about him sacrificing his son. It was about, you done what I asked you to do. I see that you won't withhold nothing from me. You're willing to do whatever I tell you to do. So now that's what he said. What is he pleased with, Israel? Is doing what he said. No more of this religious talk. I dare anybody to come to me and go on my comment and let's talk about it. I challenge anybody right now. You need a strong brother. A brother is called an ak. That's why I call myself Achi'ka. The root word to that is an aleph, a ket, which is called a strong wall of defense. I'm here as a strong wall of defense for you. Period. I'm not going to sit back and let you be taught this stuff anymore. No more. No more. In my spirit burns a fire for the Most High. And it burns for you to protect you. Because these people out here don't care about you. He's only going to get a remnant. That's it. A small group of people that survives. Period. He said, I'm going to make a full end of the nations, but I'm not going to make a full end of you. That means that a lot of us are going to be destroyed. And he said, my people are destroyed for what? The lack of knowledge. That's why I made this channel. That's why I'm here. Absolute knowledge of Torah. That's why I exist. And I praise the mighty Yah. Hallelujah, Wah. Hallelujah, Wah. Praise the mighty Yah. Make sure that you like, you share, and you subscribe. Remember, it's not about me. It's about learning. It's about learning this language. I'm going to leave up the information for you. Shalom to you. And let's get it right. Matter of fact, anytime that you learn, you should have a pen and paper ready, and you need to verify everything that I said. And I know you'll love me because you can trust me. Because I have proven to be faithful to Yah. In his words, not my own. Shalom.